Hi guys. Okay, one of the really interesting things that I found about in Canada is the amount of coins they use. Here in America, we have the penny, the nickel, the dime, the quarter, and even the dollar is in 50-cent pieces, but those are rarely used. They're using coins all the time, and since I came home with some, I thought I'd film it and kind of talk about them because I got confused. I really got confused. I had to have Sonia help me a few times with counting money and stuff because they would, if you give them like a 5, they'll give you back toonies and loonies. And, it was interesting to have them referred to as toonies and loonies. So, I'm going to show you what they have there. It was quite interesting. Just so when you go, you'll kind of get a clue and go, okay, this is normal. And also, I will say this, make sure you empty your pockets and stuff when you pack your bag and shake it really hard, because I thought I cashed in all my money at the exchange, but come home and I've got like 20 bucks in coins. So, I'll either find an exchange here or I will just have to go back. That's the way I'll see it. Okay, so the smallest one being the nickel. Okay, it's got the queen on the front and a beaver on the back. It's very shiny, spiffy looking. Most of the money has the Queen of England on it, which I think is awesome. It's and then a different animal or something on the back. Now, if you look at the nickel in the United States, it's a little thicker and not as shiny. And it just has, the president, one of the presidents on one side, the capital on the other. So they're about the same size. They're the same size, just different printings. So that was kind of cool. And then you have the quarter. And on the front of the quarter, you have the queen. And on the back, you have the moose. Whereas in the U.S., we've got George Washington on the front. And, normally a state, or sometimes if you have the older ones, you have an eagle. And then you have the dimes, real small dimes. These feel like they're a little bit thinner than the American, with a ship on the back, and of course the queen on the front in the same pose as she's on the nickel. Okay, and then you look at the American, and we've got, a president on the front, and you have the wheat on the back. So if you compare them, again, they're about the same size, totally the same size. The Americans got copper in theirs. From what I can tell, the Canadians are just pure silver pieces, which is wonderful. Okay, and then we have the dollar. You don't have dollar bills. You've got quarters. Dollar coins. So that makes me really question what people tip people up there in Canada, because I didn't go to a club or anything, but normally you tip the bartender or you tip somebody, you'll tip them with a dollar bill. Are they throwing coins at you? Who knows? But they call this a toonie, and it has the queen on the front and a Canadian geese on the back, which is real nice and pretty. And then you have a loonie. Now the loonie is $2 value, and on the front you've got Elizabeth II, and there's a little bit of gold in the center with some silver on the outside, and then on the back of it you have the polar bear. So that was interesting. But it was really, when you travel, you take the little things of, you find things that are sometimes culture shock. And it was really a culture shock to be walking around with a pocket full of coins, because I always pay in bills. I'm American, it's almost, I've had stores, not want to take coins if you hand them a handful of coins. But in Canada, they love getting the coins. So that was one of my reflections. Also, the cigarettes were different. As you know, I'm a smoker. And in Canada, they have smoking laws like they do in America. And it was almost the same, except the cigarettes. I couldn't get my cigarettes that I normally smoke. And it seemed like all theirs were weaker, but they came in packs of 25 instead of 20. And the they had health advertisement all over them. It didn't stop me from smoking. Like, I didn't even pay attention to it. However, they were a pain in the neck to get into. I like the food. I was really surprised about the food up there. All of it is fresh. You know, you would expect them being that far north that a lot of things would be canned or preserved. No, it was all fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. Of course, Sonia, oh my goodness, Sonia was a wonderful cook. She taught me how to make some dough that I'm going to be using and taught a few recipes. And I think that's the fun thing, is going and seeing how people eat and, you know, really connecting with the community. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this blog of, you know, Canadian money so you're not too confused when you travel to Canada. And remember, always carry your passport. All right, have a great day, and I'll chat at you later.